y'all, so let's get into it. If you are here before watching the first portion of this video, I advise you to go back so you can get a little bit of an understanding of how or what all is going on, where I am with things, and it's just a good intro to this video. If you already watched the video, let's go ahead and jump right into it because I don't want to waste any of the time, and that was already 30 seconds. All right, so here is my journey from conviction to acceptance about being a pregnant unmarried Christian. So having my child out of wedlock and walking in my truth, wearing my little scarlet letter. So for those of you who don't know me that are watching this, and even some of the people who do know me may not know, I've battled depression as a child. I was diagnosed with depression in 2009 as a result of my mom's mental illness. So it's something that I'm very aware of, something that is familiar to me. However, I hadn't experienced depression in such a way since actually being away from home, because that was kind of what triggered my depression. And I've been out of school, high school, since 2013. So it's a while. It was about 6 years, so I wasn't really used to experiencing severe depression. And even when like my last few years of high school wasn't that bad, so severe depression like that. But my disappointment and that was the first part, actually, disappointment. So my disappointment from being, I felt like I let God down, because I know so many people look to me and they see what God is doing in my life and my journey, and they try their best. They confide in me, they talk to me, and it's scary to know that people are looking up to you and you messed up, because it's like, God, what if I turn somebody away from you? And that is never what you want to do. So it was very scary. So that disappointment in itself, because I'm my biggest critic, and I know that people out there are judging me, and they're going to judge me, and that's one thing I had to accept. But it was harder for me because I was judging myself, like, God, what about the people who look to me for guidance? Like, what do I do now? I'm a mentor. I have my little girls that look up to me. They call me, and to know that they see me in that light, and then for me to have been in this position, it was really scary for me. So I was very nervous and very disappointed, which caused me to become depressed. And so I want to say this, that whereas I can understand when people can be disappointed in a person because they didn't live up to the standards that you have set for them, you have to be careful of how you handle people, because you never know what they're walking through. I confided in some people that are very close to me when I first found out, and a few people did not react the way that I expected them to react, and it shocked me. Not family. My family was supportive because they know me and they know what I've been through. They didn't say that it was okay, but they were like, it could be worse. At least you're in a good place financially, and you have your own everything for the most part. So we're gonna get through this, and we're gonna help you. So I appreciate my family, my parents, my brothers for being there, and most of my close friends. But there are some people that I confided in who were extremely judgmental, and this is the truth. This is not me trying to feel like I'm calling anybody out. So if you're watching this and you're one of those people, please understand that it's not I'm not like targeting you. This is just, it's a conversation we didn't get to have, and this is why I haven't really been as open with you. People who felt like they were hurt for their own personal reasons about me being pregnant, and it's like, you didn't birth me, you didn't bring me into this world, you are my friend, and I expect you to be supportive and help me. I'm not saying you gotta be, oh, it's okay. No, tell me, Bree, I want it better for you. Yeah, sure, fine. But to not speak to me, to not check on me, and you didn't know, you didn't even ask about where I was personally, hurt. Because I was in a depressed state, and I was in a dark place. When I was a child, I tried to commit suicide twice, and I hadn't felt that darkness since 2009. I felt that darkness again. I knew how to get out of it. I knew I needed to confide in people. I told my friends who were there supporting me, I was like, hey, y'all, I'm depressed and I'm bad. So I just need y'all. If I'm being weird, if I'm not talking, if I'm like, trying to stay away from y'all, I wasn't talking to other people. I had basically taken myself off social media for the most part. I was posting little memes, but I wasn't really posting myself, wasn't talking to people like how I normally do. But I was done. I really felt like it was the end of the world. Like, not because I was scared to be a mom, but I was scared because I was like, I feel like I disappointed God. And that hurt me because that's the last thing that I wanted. And so I was like, I can't do this. I really didn't want to do this. And I wasn't in the best place with my child's father at the time. We're fine now, but at the time, it was just stressful for both of us, and we were trying to figure out a lot. And so I was terrified, and I was going through. So to anybody out there who may have somebody who's disappointed you in any way, if you truly care about them, I'm not saying that you can't, speak your piece to them and tell them how you feel. But I definitely want to say to you, be cautious and ask them how they're feeling if you sincerely care about them and what they're going through. Because a person could be in a dark place and you and your feelings about what? It's just not worth it. Anyway, I went from disappointment to depression and anxiety and being where I was, to fear, depression, and anxiety all kind of existed in the same state. Like, different days I would feel different things, but it was at the same time. And so the fear was kind of like, how am I gonna do this? Can I do this? Nah, I mean, I'm a mom at heart. Like, if you know me, my nephew is basically my child. I've always had somebody kid with me. I love kids. I'm a mommy. I've been a mommy since I was like 9, taking care of other folks' kids. But it was still scary. Like, can I do this? And then I felt like, what about my dreams, my goals, and my aspirations? Like, am I still going to be able to achieve those, or do I have to just set it all aside? And I had to realize that, some things are going to have to change. My plans are going to have to be altered. But as people tell you time and time again, you're still going to be able to do the things that you set forth for yourself. You just have to do it in a different way. It's going to be a little bit more hard now, but you're still able to do what it is that you need to do. So I had to realize that. And then I started to get, all of this kind of existed at the same time too. My depression and anxiety has always affected me physically as well. But I was sick from just being pregnant and morning sickness. Well, all day sickness, by the way. Morning sickness is not a real thing. But all day sickness. And then my depression and anxiety was like making me more sick. So it was just really that I was miserable. And I remember crying on my Instagram story to my close friends, which is about literally my close friends and family that I have on there. And so I was crying and I was just like, y'all, I'm miserable. I hate this experience. And y'all, I get sick still. And this journey, it ain't, I wish I could be like, oh, it was beautiful. I've been eating a lot of food. Nope, lost weight. I've been sick, dropped weight like, I ain't gained a pound at all. So, it hasn't been, the best, but I'm still appreciating the fact that I'm able to create life, bring life into this world. So it's dope, but child, I want Nugget to go and come out like this here. Pregnancy and stress was just adding to my unhappiness, I guess you could say, in the moment. And it was truly unhappiness. But God, so at one point, I just got tired. I got tired of arguing with people. I got tired of being unhappy, because that is not me. If you know me, I'm a happy person. Like, I'm always like the life of the party, the life of anything. I bring joy to any room that I walk into. Like, I want you to be happy, because life has been hard on me. And it's just like, no, like, I want other people to live life to the fullest and get the most out of everything. So I was tired of not being myself and people noticing. People at church walking up to me like, what's wrong? You just look like you just going through, like you barely holding on by a thread. You look like you struggling and all of this. And I'm like, I am. But I can't tell you because I don't feel comfortable in telling you, but I am. Like, you know, and then one day God had somebody at church pray for me. And she was speaking, and when she started to pray, it's like she knew my whole story already. And I was just like, thank you, God. Thank you. And in that moment, I cried, y'all. I like boo-hoo cried, like all snotty nose in her chest cried. I'm sorry, Tiffany. But, you know, I was just like, I'm just so grateful God used you like that. I needed that. And so after that, I was like, you know what? Forgot who I was. Like, I am God's favorite, but I am his favorite. Like, I'm bold enough to say that. Like, you can be his favorite too if that's how you feel, but I know God loves me. I've seen what he has done in my life. I don't need nobody else's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my own testimony, and it's a huge, like, it's crazy. My story is crazy in itself before all of this. So to be in this place, I'm like, God, I know you got me. Why I'm tripping? I was wrong, yeah, but why am I tripping? Like, I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna be alright. And it was like, alright, let's get back to the old Brie, which has been a journey. And y'all, today I am probably, like I said this, but like I just really got back to being me. I'm happy, and it's still hard. I still have my days, but it's beautiful to be here. But yes, like, it took me forever to get here. So I had to remember, like, that he'll never leave nor forsake me, you know, that his word tells me that. And I knew that. I knew it. I heard it. It was embedded in me, but it was like, when you in that moment, you in that place, that dark place, child, you don't feel like it. So that was my truth, you know? That was me having to come out of that into acceptance. And so what I'll do now is, it's 3-part, okay? I'm gonna post all 3 parts, y'all. I am, but I ain't got time to edit. So what I do now is my third portion of this video is going to be about my acceptance, well, walking into acceptance, and where I am now, and my gratefulness, because I am grateful. But yeah, this was the ugly part. This portion right here was the darkness, but I'm happy to be out of that thing, y'all. So stay with me, rock with me, and tune into the third video, which will be talking about, like I said, my acceptance. Hopefully I'm helping somebody. Let me know in the comments, of course, if I am helping you, share, and all of that good stuff. I didn't say that about the first video, but you know, do that too.